Hello and welcome to Oracle Hypnosis. My name is Amanda and I will be your hypnotist today. So please be sure you're in a place where you will remain uninterrupted for the duration of the hypnotic portion of this podcast. And today's topic is hypnosis and goal setting. Now, there are many different ways to set a goal, but however you set the goal, it's important to have a relationship between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind in order to see the goal achieved. Oftentimes, there is a thing in our minds where rather than, I'm just going to get into it today. So rather than focusing on the goal at hand, we can create a lot of work around said goal, a form of busy procrastination. Things such as, I want to, let's say you want to be a writer and you want to write a novel and you want to write a book, and it's something you've always longed to do, but rather than turning your phone on Do Not Disturb and sitting down and just writing whatever comes to mind and really working through that anxiety, which is a perfectly natural thing to have in the creative process, and I don't think that's discussed enough, there is always going to be some form of anxiety when you're in a creative process. But in order to meet that goal or to be in that flow state, you have to accept the anxiety. You have to accept the level of comfortable discomfort. And hypnosis can help with this through training the subconscious mind to view certain kinds of discomfort as healthy. And I firmly believe that being comfortable all the time does not lead to goal achievement, but it can lead to frustration and a lack of motivation. Because when we do difficult things, when we do hard things, it releases dopamine and it releases other hormones in the brain that are rewarding. We're meant as humans to overcome a challenge. And setting goals is a way of hyper focusing in on exactly what that challenge is to be overcome. Otherwise, you wouldn't be setting a goal. You'd already have it. So whatever that goal is, for example, with the writing goal, let's say you want to be a writer, you want to write a book, and you have a plan for the book, and you have, let's say you have a creative block, in a way that hypnosis can help you to achieve and overcome this block is to organize your natural habits and to organize your natural way of productive performance for yourself. So in the subconscious mind, what we could do is visualize or imagine certain points of action that can be acted on in a predictable, consistent manner, where think of it as a tier. So you have one overall goal, let's say to write a book, and underneath that overall goal, let's say you have that written at the top, and you have a line that drops down, and on that line is written how many times a week you want to commit to writing. And then under that goal, you write all of the other actionable activities that could lead to writing, let's say 3 times a week. So you want to write 3 times a week. And underneath that, you write down how many hours you want to devote to that 3 times a week. And you write that down. And then underneath that, you write, okay, turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. Make sure I have my cup of water. Like a checklist. And when you've written all these things down, it is an actionable plan that you can act on. Now you have everything in place to write your novel. And when you work in with the subconscious mind, what I would bring to the table is a way for that to feel effortless. Maybe not the writing of the novel itself, so to speak, but because part of that struggle is the joy of writing. I'm a writer myself, if that didn't come through. So what the subconscious can do is make those processes, those steps, feel fluid, feel natural, create a pattern of behavior that's habitual without thought or effort. So when you wake in the morning, this is your routine. It's Tuesday. I start writing at 9 a.m. I've got my cup of coffee. I've got my water. I've turned my phone on Do Not Disturb. I've set a timer for breaks. I will write for 3 hours today. No matter what comes out of me, it's on the page. I've done my deed. So this is how you get this actually done. And it can be applied to any goal. Any goal. Let's say you have like a weight goal, or you have a fitness goal, or you have a work goal. This is how you do it. It's consistency. Consistency is always the key to achieving a goal. Is how consistent and persistent can you be? And hypnosis is great because no longer on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. are you finding 1,000 other things to do. Your brain has been programmed to sit you down and have you write at that time because that's the time you consciously chose, and it's the time you subconsciously chose. So your subconscious and your conscious are working together to achieve that goal. So today, what I'd like to do for you is give you a sample of what this could be like. So before we get started today, if you want to pause the podcast and come back to it, that's fine. I would like you to get a notebook and write down your major goal and 3 or 4 sub goals that lead to that major goal. And I myself am visually impaired, so I don't write things down in notebooks. I would do this in a voice note to myself. Or I would put it in a Google Doc that I could go back and have read to me with my voiceover. So I just want to put that out there. If there's any other people out there who might be dyslexic or visually impaired like myself, or maybe neurodivergent, and just writing things down like that does not appeal to their way of doing things. But if writing things down is your jam and you love it and you've got like notebooks with little flowers and puppy dogs, go get that. Yeah. And make it something that you're gonna want to look at, like something that like a goal that actually matters to you. If the goal is doing the dishes every day and that truly does not spark joy in your body, it's probably not the goal for you. So whatever this goal is, it has to feel good. It has to feel like a thing you dearly want to achieve. Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment to do that, and then we'll prepare for the hypnosis portion today of this podcast. All right, awesome. So I'm going to ask that you're in a position where you will remain uninterrupted for the duration of this hypnosis. If you need headphones or a drink of water, now is the time. Deciding within oneself that this is time for change, for self-improvement, for overall well-being, allowing, releasing, giving permission to oneself for powerful, wonderful behavioral pattern reassignment. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, allowing one's shoulders to drop down, down, down. And perhaps at this time, a body might notice the way the eyes can grow heavy, 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 as if a weighted blanket has been drawn down over each individual eyelid. Just breathing in comfortable, deep, easy breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, feeling the way the body can feel heavy, languorous, that feeling one finds right before falling asleep or waking. Quiet, calm energy radiating from the soles of the feet up through the shins and calves, the muscles of the belly, the deepening of the breath, the rise and fall of the rib cage, the familiar rhythm of the heartbeat, and the shoulders easing and releasing, the fingertips, the fingers, the palms of the hands, the wrist, forearms, biceps and triceps, the low back easing and letting go, the spine, each individual vertebrae, up through the back of the neck, the jaw, relaxing. You may need to swallow. That's okay. cheekbones, the temples, the eyebrows, the top of the head, the whole body releases. Let's go. And in a state of perfect calm and ease, it's easy to visualize or imagine in a calm, observing mode of thought, where the conscious mind and the subconscious mind work as allies in order to produce behaviors, associations, patterns that are actionable, predictable, positive. And I wonder if you notice how easily the subconscious mind can create solutions that are presented to the conscious mind in ways that are actionable, easy, and comfortable. Breathing in, breathing out. Now in a moment, but not just yet, in one's mind's eye, we will visualize or imagine a goal, that is important, that creates a sensation of desire, a sensation of change. Very good. And as one visualizes or imagines this goal, we will count from 20 to 0. And at 0, our wonderful subconscious mind will have found multitudes upon multitudes of actionable change and filtered them down into a few positive behaviors that can facilitate this goal in a reasonable and wonderful time period, which can be set by the subconscious mind in order to comfortably and easily meet the goal. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Deep sleep. Anytime your hypnotherapist uses the words deep sleep with your permission, you will easily, quickly, and wonderfully reach this state of hypnosis or deeper. Very good. Now, goals can be easily achieved through natural, actionable behaviors that are routine and easy to execute. One might find that this is so natural and so wonderfully easy, in fact, that it's done without thought, without conscious awareness, that perhaps it's reflected upon later when one is enjoying the goal fulfilled. The powerful subconscious mind is capable of association, of pattern, of connection, pattern, association, connections to natural, predictable, easy change, feeling good, going deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Deep sleep. Just allow your mind to float in a place of ever growing calm, peaceful ebb and flow. All can be cared for, can't it? No need for overthinking. Doing is enough. Breathing in, breathing out, locking in all suggestions to the highest good. Now, in a moment, but not just yet, we will count up and out of the hypnotic state, starting at 0, going deeper, locking in all suggestions of positive change. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me today at Oracle Hypnosis. It's always my pleasure to be your hypnotist. And if you would like to support me, you can follow me on YouTube at Oracle Hypnosis. Or if you'd like to book a session with me, it's oraclehypnosis.com. And if you'd like to support me on Patreon for $5 a month, I would deeply appreciate all support. And there are some tracks there for my patrons that are not released on the podcast or on YouTube. So feel free to check that out if you like. And again, thank you so much. And I hope all of you have a lovely day out there. I'll see you next time.